Um, what is that about? So there's two different things going on there. So changing your drinking and not being able to sleep. That's a real effect of the fact that your body's been relying on alcohol's depressant effects to be able to drop off. And basically, you've been training your body that the way that you go to sleep is by consuming this particular substance. So you shouldn't be surprised that your body has learned a pattern of behaving, and that learning a different pattern of behaving may take some time. So again, like relaxation, there are lots of very tried and tested ways that we can help ourselves to fall asleep. I guess kind of a fundamental thing about sleep is that it's really the one activity that you do by first pretending to do it. So you lie down in the dark and you don't move, which is what sleep looks like. But also it's an activity that you don't need to try at. It's something that kind of happens to you if you let it. And so everything that you do, which is about relaxing you to get to sleep, is just a means of helping you admit that I'm tired and I need to rest. And it might be as simple as that actually you have a regular bedtime, you put yourself to bed and tell yourself, I'm tired and I need to rest, and sleep is good and it's going to come. Don't lie, whatever you do, I think most kind of sleep people would say this. If you really can't sleep, don't lie there fretting about it. Get up, do something relaxing. Low lighting, minimize blue light, cool, dark bedrooms, or, you can look up a billion reasons to fall asleep. But yeah, this is the key thing. You've been relying on alcohol to get you there. And there are other ways to get you there. So give yourself some choices. When it comes to, I've changed my drinking and I'm knackered. Yeah, you are. Is the honest answer. You're really tired. You've been putting your body through it. So you mentioned this, Laura, when you're talking about stress. One of the things that people don't realize about alcohol is that as well as being a depressant, it's also a stimulant. It produces a response in your body, which is very much like stress. So when you're drinking alcohol, you are putting your body through a constant roller coaster of ups and downs. And the moment that you stop, it's likely that your body is a bit knackered and needs to take some time to rest and repair. And that's one of the most helpful things that you can do. If you are lucky enough to be in the category of people who stop drinking and are tired, go to bed, take as much rest as you can, look after yourself physically, good nutrition, plenty of hydrating liquids, as much rest as you can squeeze into your schedule, all of that. And I think, Laura, you'd say, you basically spent 3 months.
It took 3 months. I napped for England and I came out of that 3 months feeling amazing. My body was repairing. I let it. And the same as people who can't, who are struggling to sleep at the beginning, it will take some time, but that doesn't mean that you should start drinking again.
Yeah. Okay. So this is, I guess, the number one thing that I want to say about sleep. So in studies of people in rehab and recovery programs, sleep is the number one issue that people start drinking again. Problems with sleep is the number one reason that people who've quit or people who've significantly cut down start drinking again. So know that, right? If you're going to do anything else in the days and weeks and months after you significantly change your drinking, look after your sleep, because looking after your sleep ultimately is going to look after you.
Oh, it's so important. And I've often seen people say on the group, oh, well, I'm not feeling amazing instantly. So clearly it's not working, as if somehow taking alcohol out of your body is like putting a pill in that will suddenly make you better. And that's not how it works. You will have some withdrawal symptoms, and not being able to sleep might be one of them, and being always wanting a drink, maybe having some more headaches, maybe feeling a bit low because you're denying yourself something.
Yeah, there was somebody in the group recently who asked this question about headaches. I don't normally get headaches, but it's day 4 and 5 and I've got a banging headache. And is it normal? So one of the things that's really important to know about is withdrawal symptoms from alcohol. if you're somebody who's drinking a lot, and especially somebody who's drinking on a daily basis, there is a risk if you stop drinking suddenly that you might experience withdrawal symptoms. Now, most of those are they're unpleasant, but they're not going to hurt you. Right, having a headache or feeling tired or feeling thirsty, even feeling a bit anxious, those things are things that you can probably live through, but there are serious consequences, through to things like having seizures. So one of the things to know is that if you're stopping drinking, especially if you've been drinking a lot and you've been drinking every day, is that you should consider cutting down. If you think you might be in that category, actually our course, How to Change Your Drinking, has got a self-assessment at the beginning, and it will assess your risk of withdrawal symptoms. We will always say, we're not medics. We're not going to tell you. In fact, your doctor can't tell you definitively one way or another whether you're going to experience withdrawal symptoms. But we're going to advise you whether you're at risk, and if you are at risk, what you should do about it. And that is almost certainly talking to your doctor. But if you're experiencing anything in the few weeks after you significantly change your drinking, if you're tired, if you've got a headache, if you are thirsty, if you find yourself with sugar cravings, or if you are hungry, go with it. Look after yourself. You're a human being that's putting yourself through change. Don't imagine that the headache is going to go away. If you've got a headache, treat a headache like you treat a headache. If you're tired, put yourself to bed. If you're thirsty, have a drink. It's genuinely not rocket science. But I think we imagine when we're changing our drinking that we are doing something so unusual and so dramatic that all of the other rules, all of the other common sense goes out the window. And of course it doesn't. Eat well, sleep well, drink plenty of fluids. It's really motherhood and apple pie advice, but it's the best way of getting you through that change.